You find a solver
And
pattern.
it's better this way for doing that.
I want.
Is it correct?
Right, so today we're playing measurement families because
Measurement
we're going to be checking links between centimetres, fractions of metres and metres.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's student's turn to start. She's going to show you what to do. She's got 0.2 metres, 40 centimetres and 6/10 of a metre. Do any of them match? Nope. Okay, so she's going to put them back. Sarah's turn. 10 centimetres, 1 metre, and what's that one? 5/10 of a metre. Any matches?
No.
No. Okay, so not doing well so far. I'm going to let Judith have my turn. Do you want to have a turn? 0.2, 25 centimetres, and we've got
Doesn't match.
3/4. Does it match?
Yeah.
25 centimetres and 3/4?
No.
What's 3/4 of a metre? 75. So it's not matching.
No.
That would be a quarter if it's 25 centimetres. So it's Judith's turn again, isn't it? Green. We're onto something here.
Wow.
Right, what has she found? She's found 10 centimetres. What is that of a metre in fractions?
1/10.
1/10. And she's found 0.1 metres. So has she found a family?
Yes.
Yes. She's got all three of them, so she's got the family, so she can get a point. His. Find the word his. His. Find the word his. Let's see. Show me the word. Right. What has the word got in it? So it's not his, but it comes very, very, very close. You're very, very close. Ooh, let's see. Let's sound it out. D. Has he found the word his? Can you show me how to read the word his? Well done.
These 3 days we done this work. We done. So I have to explain. We done I done fractions and this matter that you had to be here.
Okay, so give me an example. So you have 100 square.
Yeah.
And it says 35 out of 100.
Yeah.
Okay, right way up. 35 out of 100. So you had to turn that into a decimal as well.
Yes.
Okay, because we're working with decimals, it's new.
Yeah.
And we converted the fraction, we simplified it, didn't we? Made it smaller. We learned how to do that. Okay?
Yes, and then we done this one and it was this one.
And then you had to find what is
subtraction.
1/2 and quarter of 100.
Yes.
So we're getting used to the language half, quarter, 3/4, and 7/10, 1/10, all of that language so that we can find fractions and work with them. Judith, you did similar with fractions. Can you tell us a little bit what you did?
I done multiplying fractions. You had to multiply the fraction by 2. So you had 2 times 2 times 2, 4, and then 2 times 5, 10.
Okay, and then what else did you do in fractions this week? Because you moved on from there, didn't you? You did quite a bit. You did. Do you want to find it for me?
And we done the comparing fractions.
Right. So what did you do with comparing the fractions?
Here we had to see which one was bigger and smaller. And then here had to simplify the fraction and then see which one was bigger or smaller.
So what you had to do is you had to make the denominator the same.
Yeah.
And whatever you multiplied with the denominator, you had to do the same with the numerator. Mm-hmm. So we're learning all these new words: denominator, numerator, simplify, equivalent, quite a lot of vocabulary coming in. And we've done some fractional work as well.
Yeah.
And you did some adding. Did you not? On the next page, you tried some adding. So we've tried some adding, and we've also turned top-heavy fractions into mixed numbers.
Yeah.
Where we have one and a fraction left over. So we've done a lot in this week. And we've done more than that with fractions. So we've moved on to measure. Would you like to both talk to me about what you did with measure?
Yeah.
We done kind of a convert sentence. Here it was convert and convert all these two sentences. And one word from these two sentences was wrong, and it was convert because it didn't make sense. It's convert.
Yeah, they made a spelling mistake. You noticed it. Right, so we had 113 centimetres and you had to turn that into metres.
Yeah.
What did it become when you turned 113 centimetres into a metre?
It turned it into 1.13.
1.13 bananas?
No. Meters.
Metres, okay. So we had to make a point of using the correct unit of measure.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's important in our recording. And you both did really well with it. You also had to order some amounts into the correct, from smallest to bigger. And that was a challenge for you because you weren't used to it. And we noticed that, what was the smallest value?
The
0.67
meters.
And what was the highest value?
145 centimeters.
Okay, so you did that and you checked with what I came up with and you got it right.
Yeah, and then we done grammar. That's
Okay,
yours.
so
I said one day Tom got out of the bed and went downstairs for breakfast. Tom stalks Bobby, watched it eat safe and dropped it up on Tom while Tom ate his toast. Mom put Bobby in the garden. She did not know that someone had left the gate open. Bobby wandered out onto the bed and was hit by a car. They heard the squeal of brakes and went out to see what it was. Bobby was lying dead in the road. It was the saddest day of Tom's life.
So then you had to change it into a happy day.
One day, Tom got out to play and get Bobby, and they went to the park. Some children they went to hit Tom, but Bobby hit the children and defends Tom, and Bobby stayed past a good day.
Okay, so we had, the aim of doing this writing was to use what person?
Using three of the
The third person, okay, so you had to use they, he, she, it. We had to use those specific words as pronouns.
Yeah.
And I think you did quite well because you used they throughout in the words, the names of the characters. Okay, your turn, Judith. What did you do for grammar?
Words under the sentence.
Word order in sentences.
Yeah.
And why is this important? Why do you think you had to do this?
It's to make the sentence more little, but with the same meaning.
Okay, so you had to change the order of the words to make them make sense, but also you could realise that you could change the order of words in a sentence to make it effective.
Yeah. Like the spider caught a giant fly, the fly caught a giant spider.
Okay. Right, so you just change the object and the subject around, which you can do in a sentence, you can make it interesting. And we're going to work more on, the next part of our work is going to... So after you did the word order in sentences, I thought that you could benefit from learning about active and passive in sentences, both different types. Can you give me an example? Both of you can do this. Both of you can take turns. Can you give me an example, Judith, of a passive sentence?
A passive sentence like I went shopping.
That wouldn't be a passive sentence. Can you choose one from there?
From there.
Yes.
The cart was made by Fred.
Okay, so that's a passive sentence. The cart was made by Fred.
Yeah.
Could you choose an active sentence then, Judith? An active one.
The car was fixed.
The car was fixed. Okay, yeah? Because what you have is a passive sentence is when something is done to the object. Mm-hmm. But an active one is where the subject does something directly with the object. So for instance, active is where Mark was eating an apple, but we can turn that round to passive. the apple was eaten by Mark. Okay? And we still need to practice changing sentences from active to passive, but we were good at recognising two types. Right, what did we also do in maths? This is linked to what we did with fractions. Can you tell me why?
Yeah, we done them with a number like 10 centimeters. We had to change it into a fraction of a meter and to a decimal fraction of a meter.
So can you give me an example of what 10 centimetres would be in fractions?
It would be 10 out of 100, but if we simplify it, it would be just 1 out of 10.
Good girl. So it would be 1/10 of a metre. Good. And you both tried that, and we played a game as well that helped us with understanding that. And we had a go at playing that. We played 3 different versions.
Yeah.
And I think you both got really good at it. You began to recognise what fractions linked with their equivalent numbers in centimetres and metres.
Yeah, this was the game.
And we learnt what 3/4 were and a quarter. So what's 3/4 of a centimetre? Can you remember?
Yeah, 57.
No, 3/4 of a metre is 75. So you got it mixed up. So 75 centimetres. What's a quarter of a metre?
A quarter,
4 and 1, 1 and 4.
Not 1 and 2.
3 over 4.
Quarter, 1 over 4.
Oh, 1
What's equivalent to? What's a quarter of 100?
40.
Quarter of 100.
25.
25, okay? Getting a bit muddled, but we got there in the game. It was good. Okay, and separately you did your mental maths books, right? So we've got Sarah's here. Sarah, you picked up a lot this week with your mental maths. What is it that you feel you need to practice? What's one of the things you need to strengthen?
The corners from the shapes.
So you need to, shape properties, identifying how many corners a shape has with 3D shapes. Okay, that's one of the things that came up definitely. I think you do need to practice, but we'll go over it, it's fine. Well, so this morning we looked at true and false questions about France, didn't we? And we learnt things like, what's the capital city of France? And we talked about what currency they use, what type of money. And we checked then, what did we do after we did that? We checked first. What did we do to check? We looked at
the book.
We looked at a book and we checked if the facts that we had were right, if we were right, if we were true, if it was true or false. And did you get them all right?
Yeah.
All of them? I think we got the euro one wrong.
Right.
Yeah, the one about the euros we got wrong. But we did all right, okay, mostly. Because they had questions like, do the French speak French or Spanish? And you said Spanish, French, and you got it right.
Yeah.
What did you do the next part of the morning?
The next part we've done centimeters problems.
Okay, so you did about measurement problems.
Yeah.
And how is this related to what we did in the other part of the week?
We done the centimeters, changing them into meters.
Okay, so it was fractions of a metre.
Yeah.
And you changed them into centimetres, which was easier, wasn't it? Okay, so can you answer one of the questions that you got, maybe the first one? You can practice.
Kim's garbage is 5 meters and 75 centimeters long. The length of Kim's car is 4¼ meters. How much shorter is the car than the garbage?
So what did you have to do with the 4½ meters? You changed it to?
2 centimeters.
And how many centimeters is 4½ meters?
It is 425.
425, 4¼ yeah. So you took 425 centimeters away from 535 centimeters to get the answer. And what was your answer?
1.10.
1.10 in meters or 110 in centimeters?
1.10 centimeters.
Was it 110 centimeters, 1.10 meters? So it was converting fractions into centimeters, fractions of meters into centimeters, which was the real challenge, and we did quite well on that.
Yeah.
Sarah did the same as well.
Yeah.
She had the same challenge. Okay, thank you.